Happy Monday, happy Memorial Day. How you doing? In Great Love for Life, there's one place where I talk about two countries that had devastating earthquakes. I mean, we're talking really, really the high on the Richter scale, and there were completely different outcomes between these two different areas. One, everything was leveled, thousands of lives lost, horrific, horrific event. In the other, the earthquake was even higher on the Richter scale, and yet they did not have the casualties. They had a few, and a lot of the buildings remained. The only difference between these two places was building codes. What were they structured on? One, it was just cheaply thrown together, no building codes, whatever, you just threw it up what you had at hand and so be it. And then when the earthquake came, it was just like sitting there. They were death traps waiting to happen. Whereas the buildings in this other place, they were better building codes. They were stronger. They were earthquake proof. There was some shaking. There was cracking. They were affected, but it did not level their lives. There wasn't the huge casualties of the other. So today we're talking about memorializing. And if I can rewind a little bit, last week I was talking about how do we keep our focus on God? How do we keep our relationship with God, even when it seems everything is just smacking at it? And the hilarious part of that is that then this weekend has been one hit after another. It's like I write these brave words because I could see myself going into a stormy season. Sometimes you look on the horizon of your life and it's not being pessimistic to know there's a whole lot of shaking going on. There's a whole lot that's coming at us. There's, wind and rain and thunder and lightning and tornado. And how are you going to stand when all that happens? Life does bring the crap. Life does bring the storms. That's what this is all about. I am not trying to tell you I've got it all together. I will tell you how to have a smooth sailing kind of life. I'll tell you how to avoid every single trouble that's trying to come your way. You're going to live on up here when everybody else is going through crap. No. What this is about is your building codes. Plain and simple. Your building codes. When God tells us, do this, don't do that, he's not just trying to be boring with us. He's not trying to say, don't have any fun. I'm here to make sure you don't have any fun. Now, don't go getting in bed with that person because it won't be fun. It'll be bad. Well, it'll probably be fun if you have the hots for somebody and you just want to. But it's about your building codes. What are you choosing to build in your life? Are you building a house of cards that's going to absolutely collapse on you when the shaking happens? The shaking will happen. Let me tell you, we've been through one earthquake after another this past week, and I have dear friends who have gone through one earthquake after another in their lives, circumstances, death, grief, pain. But what are they built on? What are you built on? And how are you going to make those decisions of what you're going to place your trust in, what you're going to, when you step out on a bridge, you want to know that it's going to support your weight. You want to know that during a flood, you're driving across the bridge. It's not going to just wash away, taking you with it. How do you build? Well, the best way to build is on God's plans for you, on choosing to do what he says, even when you don't quite understand it, even when you don't feel like it, even when it sounds like the narrow, boring road when everybody else seems to be having fun. It's a choice. And building that, choosing him, whether you feel like it or not, you may think this is the long game. Well, it is. It is. It's the harder road, but it's for the long game. You're playing for that point down the road where life happens, where the shaking happens, where the tornadoes come. And your house, is it going to be built on sand? Is it going to be built on a rock? And the tough times will happen. The hurt still happens. Today's Memorial Day. Lots of people give their lives so we have freedom. Lots of people invest their lives making sure others have a future. And that's a tough choice. So many are grieving today for those they've lost, whether in battles or just in the battle of life. Um, but where are you going to stand? Do we stand on Him? Do we stand through the storms, even if we feel battered and scarred and shaken? Can we share strength even in those moments? I ain't saying it's easy, but with Him, through Him, we truly can do all things. Um, Thank you for your time. Tell me what you think. Many blessings. Happy Monday, happy Memorial Day.